Hello, in today's video I'm going to talk about how to use Angular's material theme colors in your style sheet in an Angular project. It's extremely easy. So first you use at angular/material as mat. Once you have imported the style sheet, you can just starting with line 7, use define palette function to create your color palette. Here I use the matte pink palette and a matte blue palette. You can define your own color palette by supplying an array of colors. I have a video probably a couple years ago showing you how to create a color palette from a single color. Feel free to check it out. Here I used Angular's predefined, the material library's predefined color. So you have a primer palette and accent palette. And with these palettes, you can create any color from a palette. Here I created a class called weak. I can color mat.get color from palette. You can provide a palette and 1 or 2 numbers. So 500 is the kind of middle color. 900 is deep. 150 is lightest. Yeah, this 0.25 is saturation. So it's kind of highly saturated. It's 1. It's 100% saturation. This is not a high saturation. So when I use this class weak, you can see here in the function class equals weak, the color is washed out because the saturation is very light. If you look at the first guy, primary 500, this is the fully saturated color, but with the saturation only 25%, it is kind of washed out. Yeah. So you get a color out of color palette by supplying the palette name, the number between 50 to 900, and a number between 0 and 1. So that's how you get a single color. You can just define a lot of classes based on the single colors, but that will require you to write a lot of code, repetitive code. So another option is to define an array called colors. Colors equals 50, 400, 200, all the way to 900. You define an array of 10 numbers. So the first number is 50, the last number is 900, 10 numbers. Then you can, for each of the number, you will create a primary class, primary-50, primary-100, primary-300, so on and so forth. Then you can invoke this mat get color from palette, the same function here, with a palette and with a color. Obviously here we just use one array. You can have nested arrays. Here we just get the color. And you do the same for the accent color. Accent 50, accent 100, accent 300, blah, blah. Now you can just use these classes in your source code. It's very easy. Primary 200, primary 500, and accent 200. So it's hello, 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 and this washed out. So this is actually how you define material theme colors in your style sheet in an Angular project. It's super easy. Import, create 2 palettes, and use your function. Get a color from palette. You can also use an array and iterate through that array to create 20 different colors in just like 7 lines of code or something. Yeah. So that's how you do it. It's very easy. Okay, that's my video. Thank you.